Hi everyone, it's Laura Griffin with Loudoun Living at Pearson Realty. Some of you also know me as the Loudoun Mom. I'm a top real estate agent here in Loudoun County, and I'm going to tell you the top 5 reasons why you shouldn't move to Loudoun County. I do these videos because I get calls and texts from people every day wanting to move to Loudoun County. And if you want to move here, I'd be happy to help you. My phone number will be linked at the bottom, so give me a call anytime, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that way you can see my next video. So let's get started on the top 5 reasons why you shouldn't move to Loudoun County. Number 5, we're gonna start with number 5, is we are a big suburb, right? So we don't have a big downtown area. There's not skyscrapers and nightlife and a big city to go to. Loudoun County is basically a bunch of cities, but we're just a huge suburb without a real downtown. We do have some amazing shopping centers that offer entertainment and food and shopping and kind of do have that little of a downtown hub for us, but they're inside of communities such as Lansdowne, Loudoun, Brambleton, and even in Aldie there's some. So we are not a big city, we are a big suburb. So that is your number 5 reason why you shouldn't move to Loudoun County. Number 4 is the weather. So I'm from Northern California, and so when we moved here, it was very important for me to have all 4 seasons. And we definitely have your summer, fall, winter, and spring. But the weather can still be a little unpredictable. In fall, we can have really warm days followed by torrential downpours and then even snow before Halloween. It's so crazy. Winter, it can be a total mixed bag of sun, wind. I mean, there's sometimes we have like 70-mile-an-hour winds, torrential downpours again, snow, and my least favorite thing are the ice storms. It's so crazy. We just had one the other day. It'll be raining, and then when the rain hits the ground, it ices. So your car, you think it's raining, but when you get out there, your car is covered in ice, and you can't even like open the door. It's crazy weather. Spring is the same way. It could be sunny, it could be rainy, it could snow. I think it snowed one May a few years back, totally random. Summer's the same way. We get the summer weather, but then we'll get some torrential downpours. We had a derecho one year when we were moving. So definitely our weather can be a mixed bag, but we get all 4 seasons, and my favorite is fall. The fall colors around here, if you take a drive up the Blue Ridge, it's just magnificent. I mean, there's red and orange and yellow colors, and it's just so pretty. So I definitely recommend coming if you're going to visit for the fall, but that is your number 4 reason. So number 3 is no lake. We have no lakes here. So if you like to boat, I know I grew up going to Lake Tahoe every summer and Donner Lake. We do not have that here. People that do like to go boating usually will be weekend warriors and kind of go down a little bit farther south, or even some will take their boats to DC to the Potomac, but we just don't have that here in Loudoun County. We do have some amazing outdoor trails with the W&D Trail. We have Great Falls, which has just sounds amazing waterfalls. We also have the Beaver Dam Reservoir, which you can canoe and kayak and fish. And there's amazing trails along the waterfront no matter what time of year it is. It's a gorgeous hike. But we just don't have a lake. Almost every neighborhood, as part of their water, their plan for their water, will have little mini ponds, or some of them will call them lakes, but they're just really small, and they're really only good for, like I said, small boats or fishing, things like that. And you know, we get a lot of geese and things in the ponds, but we really don't have like a big massive lake like I grew up with here. So definitely no lakes. The number 2 is traffic. So we don't have too much traffic in Loudoun County. You can still get around throughout the day. Obviously, if school's getting out, you know, things get a little bit jammed up. But because we don't have a big city, and most people that move here are moving here because they're working in DC for the government or one of the other government agencies, and they have buildings outside of DC, or government contractors, or maybe work at Fort Belvoir for the military or the NRO. They live here and work and have to go into work. So because of that, there's a lot of traffic. And commuting, as my husband says, kind of sucks. So you definitely have to plan for that. Depending on where you want to live in Loudoun County. If you want acreage, you're going to be living in Western Loudoun. which means your commute time is going to be a little bit longer. But we have a lot of variety of ways for you to get to work. So not only driving, the Silver Line Metro should be opening soon, and you can pick that up in Ashburn at Loudoun Station. We have the Loudoun commuter buses. There's also, if you just go over the line to Fairfax County, you pick up the Fairfax County connector, which will take you different places. We've got Route 28, Route 7, Route 267, which is actually a tollway. So you do pay to use it, but it's an option for you. We're just a short distance on 28 to 66, which takes you into the district. Again, that's part of that's tolled unless you have a certain number of people inside your vehicle for carpooling. But definitely get used to a long commute. And depending on where you live and your proximity and where you're going to work can really dictate. But I would say most people plan on, if you're going into like Tyson's or Reston, maybe a 30-minute commute. If you're going all the way into the district, depending on what time, and if you're a flex schedule or a traditional 8 to 5, it could be anywhere from an hour to, some people say, an hour and a half. I've had one person said it was 2 hours. So it really just kind of depends on which route you're taking to get there. So definitely traffic and commuting is one of the least favorite things about living in Loudoun County. So that brings me to number 1. And I hope you can guess. I'm sure most people who live there will guess and know what it is. And that is the ticks. So we have one of the highest number of Lyme disease here because we have so many ticks. And where I grew up, we had ticks too, but they were a little bit bigger. Here they are so small, you can barely see them. And you just have to get used to it. In the winter, I like when the kids go outside and play because they're really not around because it's too cold. But when spring, summer, and fall come around, you really need to check everyone when they're coming in, check the dogs, check the kids. We even have like a tick box in our house with special, tick tweezers to pull them out. And we've gone over with the kids of what we do. They bathe them every night. We're always checking their hair to make sure they're not there. The dogs, we actually had to change their flea and tick medicine because the one we had didn't work for the ticks that are out here. It was crazy. We had all these ticks crawling around our house, and so we had to switch that because they were bringing them in. And our dogs had to get Lyme disease shots or vaccinations, so there's that for your dogs. But definitely ticks is one of the it's one of the worst things about living here. I love living here, but the tick population, we just have so many deer. We have a lot of wildlife. We have a lot of bears, and we have a fox that lives near our house, and there's like a thicket and deer and things, and they bring the ticks. So you have to get really used to it. And I know a lot of our neighbors and everything spray their yards. That's another way to take care of it. But it's really when you go on the nature walks and things, when you get in the house or before you get in the house is really kind of checking everyone, checking shoes are always left in the garage. For that reason, we lint roll our kids too, because it kind of helps pick them up if we get them. But definitely being aware of ticks. So that is your top 5 reasons why you don't want to move to Loudoun County. We're a big suburb, not a big city. Our weather can be a little all over the place, but we still get 4 seasons, so that's a win. We don't have a lake, so if you're a boater, we just don't really have that here for you. Traffic and commuting, and then of course the ticks. So if you have any questions about buying or selling or relocating to Loudoun County, give me a call. Again, it's Laura Griffin with Pearson Smith Realty, 571-354-7325.